Can you generate a code that searches my download folder for a song named Arcade, open it and play it in the desktop? Okay, so I want you to generate a Python code that writes an HTML website that has the H1 title "Hello YouTube" in like a big font, let's say like size 100, and also generate a Python code to save it as index.html and open it in the browser. Hey! What I just showed you here is my attempt at creating an AI speech-to-code system that will always generate code from your natural language input. So let me just show you a bit more on how this works. So we start here on the top left with our speech input, right? This is going to be transcribed to text using faster Whisper. This is built on OpenAI's Whisper. This text is going to be sent to our Python hub. The first thing it's going to do is to identify the programming language we are going to use, right? And it's going to send that information over to the model we are going to use. That is going to be Claude 3 Haiku. We're going to use the API. And oh, I gotta say, this model is amazing. So I have a plan to do like a dedicated video on Claude 3 Haiku. Probably on Sunday, because this model is, yeah. Just look out for that video. And Haiku is going to generate our code, send it back to the hub. And the hub is going to try to send it over to identify all the dependencies we need to run this, and it's gonna install it. After we have installed all the dependencies, we're actually gonna execute this code and display the output. And I added this function that when we have executed this code, if we get any errors or something like that, it's gonna be added back to our Python hub, so we can use this as context, right? And that means that we can iterate. So let's say I said I want the font size to be 100, then I can just follow up with change the font size to 50, right? So that is kind of the D. I'm going to show you some examples of that. But yeah, basically this is kind of the workflow I've set up for this, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. So before we do some more examples, let's take a look at a few key lines in the code. Okay, so if we look at the execute code function here, you can see we have two arguments here. We have the file path and we have the language. So what I did here is that I wanted to kind of set the different languages I want to use in this. So I have selected Python, JavaScript, Golang, and HTML. So I can always add more languages here if I want to use this, right? So this is kind of customizable, and it kind of detects if I say I want a JavaScript code. This is gonna detect that, or not this one, but I have a function to do that. And this also means we had to update our find and install dependencies function. Here we're gonna take in the code as an argument and the language we are gonna use. So here you can see if the language is Python, yeah, we're gonna import and kind of run pip, right, and stuff like that. If the language is JavaScript, we're gonna use npm, and Golang, we're gonna go get. And that is kind of how I set this up. So yeah, it's been working pretty good. And also the clean code. So this is where we kind of remove things we don't want and just replace it with white space. So we kind of have the Python, JavaScript, JS, Go, and yeah, works pretty good. So I wanted to show you one more key line in this code before we do some more examples. So what I had the biggest struggle with when creating this was kind of identifying the language we are going to use. So I kind of ended up with using this prompt here, and it's kind of two parts. So identify the programming language for the following user input, and then we kind of pass our user input here that is transcribed from our speech, right? And I just to only respond with the identified programming language, right? But I also had to add like a custom system message here. So if we go up and look at that, I just set it to system message 3. You are an expert at identifying programming languages from a text. And I follow up with always respond with just the name of the identified programming language. And after I put in that, it seemed to work pretty good. So when I say like, I want a Python code to generate this and this, it identifies and just takes out Python because we kind of need that phrase, right, up in here. So it has to be like JavaScript or let's say Python. So then we identify this as Python, then our function is gonna work. So yeah, it's been working pretty good after I updated this. So that was kind of an issue I had with this. But I think it's working pretty okay now. So yeah, that is kind of the key parts I wanted to showcase from this code. And as always, if you want access to this, I'm of course gonna upload this to the community GitHub. So just become a member, follow the link in the description, and you will get access to this full code. I'm gonna upload it to GitHub so you can try it out yourself. But now let's do some more examples and see what kind of things we can do with this. Okay, so this is kind of what I wanted to try first. So this is gonna be a whole sequence of operations, right? So the first thing we're gonna do is generate a Python code to open the browser on the web page Hacker News, take a screenshot of the website and save it to our directory images. Then I want to generate a Python code to just show the screenshot. And then I want to generate a Python code to open the screenshot in MS Paint, draw a circle on the screenshot in Paint, and I want to do 100 circles on the screenshot. And then I want to try to do 500 red circles on the image. So let's just try this and see if we can do all this in like a sequence here. So yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so I want you to generate a Python code to open the browser on the web page Hacker News, take a screenshot of the website, save it as hacker.png to the directory images. Okay, so here you can kind of see it, identify the language we are going to use as Python. It's going to write the code, it's going to install the dependencies we need, and hopefully execute the code. Okay, so it's going to Hacker News, took the screenshot, that's good. Okay, good job. Now, just forget the previous code. Now, generate a new Python code to show the screenshot you just saved. Okay, perfect. So here we have our screenshot. That is working well. Good job. Just forget the previous code. Now I want you to generate a Python code that opens the screenshot in MS Paint. Okay, so I think you misunderstood me. Just forget the previous code. Generate a new Python code that opens the image in Microsoft Paint. Yeah, perfect. So now we have the image here in Paint, so that's good. Okay, good job. Now generate a Python code that draws a red circle on the screenshot in Microsoft Paint. Yeah, that's good. We can see the red circle here. Perfect. Again, good job. Now I want you to generate a Python code that draws 100 red circles on the screenshot in Microsoft Paint. Oh wow, that was a lot of circles. So let's up it to 500. Again, good job. Now generate a Python code that draws 500 red circles on the screenshot in Microsoft Paint. Wow. Okay, so we got there in the end. So that kind of covered the full screenshot we took, right? So pretty funny. So yeah, well executed, and I would say that was a success. Also, you can see here, I guess I didn't explain this, but we also have an assistant that kind of explain everything that is happening with the code. So you can see loops 500 times and generates a random circle for each iteration. So this is just something I added to. I guess I didn't mention that, but it's pretty cool. So yeah, good job on the first example. Let's do one or a couple of more, I guess. Okay, so let's try to do something a bit different. So now I'm gonna try to generate a Python code that just creates a .text file named LLM in our current working directory. And then I want to append the following to the file and kind of save it again. And then I want to try to generate an HTML website that takes the content from the text file and kind of displays it on this site. So let's see if we can come up with commands that will execute this. Okay, so start with generating a Python code that will create a .text file named llm.txt in our current working directory. Okay, good job. Now I want you to generate a Python code that will append the following to this file. Haiku is a great LLM. Okay, good job. Let's just create a Python code to open the file so I can see that everything looks good. Okay, that's good. So the next step is gonna be to generate a Python code that will create an HTML website that will display the contents of the text file. So generate a Python code to do that. Okay, so I think you're trying a bit too hard here, so just forget the previous code. Generate a new code that will use Python to just create a simple HTML website that will display the contents of the llm.txt file that is in our current working directory. So use a Python code to do this. Okay, good job. Now I want you to generate a Python code that will open the index.html in the browser. And yeah, we got it in the end. That was a lot of back and forward, but yeah. I know it didn't spell haiku right, but we got the website, we got the index.html, and yeah, I guess that was assignment executed well. Took some time though. Okay, so I guess the only thing we haven't done now is try to generate a code in every single language. So we're gonna try to do this sequentially. So yeah, I haven't tried this before, but I hope it works. So yeah, see how this works. Okay, so can you generate a code in JS that counts to 69? Yes, that worked, perfect. Now, forget that code. Generate a new code that counts to 69 in Go. Okay, so we got Go, that's good. Yeah, looks good. Perfect. Okay, good job. Now just forget that code and do the same in Python. Okay, so that was a bit risky, but it worked. Good job. Again, well done. So the last thing is to generate a code in HTML that counts to 69. Okay, so I don't know if we have any way to execute this, but let me open this and see if it worked. But yeah, very good. We changed from JavaScript to Go to Python to HTML without any issues. So every single extension worked and every single extension compiled. So yeah, I'm very happy. Okay, so here is the HTML, by the way. Count to 69. And yeah, I guess that worked. So good job. Okay, so that is basically what I wanted to share today. Like always, if you want access to the code, just become a member of the channel. I will put this up on the community GitHub and you can download it from there and try it out for yourself and make more features if you want to. So I have some plans I want to do, but yeah, that was basically what I had for today. Look out for the video on Sunday about Claude 3 Haiku. Very happy with that model, so I have some cool things to show on that. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, and I'll see you again, yeah, on Sunday.